I feel, I claim, I own that Casco Bay is in my blood, and it's in everybody's blood. Seawater and blood are 98% the same thing. I might have a little bit more because growing up on peaks, I spent an enormous amount of time in the water. I think some leaked in. As I said, Casco Bay is definitely in my blood. And my grandfather was a waterman on Casco Bay. And I think growing up on peaks and having my grandfather, even though he had 9 kids, I don't know what happened to them. It skipped a generation, but it's in my blood. And then when I went to school for marine biology and oceanography. And you know the shame of it, and it still is a shame, that whenever that was, a very long time ago, 74, when I graduated, you couldn't get a job in marine biology in Maine. We have 5,400 miles of coastline. We don't have jobs for marine biologists. So I ended up stuck on a Great Lake doing research. I have to admit, I didn't like it that much. It smelled funny. but eventually, I got back to the coast, to a job in New Hampshire, and worked on marine systems. And then there was an ad in the paper. It was in the Maine Times, and it was for a baykeeper. I kept the ad on my side of the bed for a couple of weeks. And when it got really close, like 2 or 3 days before the close, I showed it to Kim. And I said, "What do you think?" She said, "Well, you have to apply or you'll always wonder." I said, "That's right. I'll apply, I won't get it, and I won't ever wonder." But then it got down to 2 people, and I had an interview and had to come talk to the board and stuff, and then Don offered me the job. And it was a really easy decision. My only concern was that Kim is a marine biologist, and there are no jobs in Maine for marine biology. So I thought, I'll have this wonder job, and Kim, we had a joke that she'd be a cashier at Lavernier's. And yeah, if you've been around for a while, you know Lavernier's. But anyway, so it was an evolution from childhood through marine biology and research on the Great Lakes to Casco Baykeeper, which has been unbelievable. So now it seems with that, that timeline, you can understand how kind of surprised and how sad I am to tell you that I'm going to retire. And I'll be retired. I knew this would happen. First week of January. Once the decision was made, there was a lot of talking about it for a while, but it was always in the future for me. 3 months ago, it was in the future. It was like maybe when I'm 70. I'm 67 now, by the way, as of 2 weeks ago. But then, as it got closer and I investigated this and that, it became clear now's as good as 3 years from now. The other part was Kim, my lovely wife, who has the title of Keeper of the Keeper. But I want to be more available to Kim. I haven't always been fair to her in my time allocation because she's the one who I love the most, so that means I can kind of slight her. It's bad, but that's how it is because she'll forgive me. But that's part of it. And the other part is, as you get older, your mortality is more in front of you. And I have interests, other interests, at least I think I do. but whatever they are, they have dust on them now. And I'd like to be able to spend enough time so I could call them hobbies. So that would be fun. So I'm going to move on.